I've always been that one person who thinks, I can handle it. But boy, was I wrong about Reddit. I joined thinking it'd just be another internet hangout spot, but oh my God, did it turn into a real-life nightmare for me. One night, I stumbled upon this subreddit called Scary Stories or something like that. I thought, okay, I can handle some ghost stories. But as soon as I clicked on the link, my heart started to pound in my chest. The title of one post made me freeze. I really thought I saw a ghost. And then there was another one. My nightmare started with a random PM. Oh, right, those can be scary too. So, naturally, I started scrolling. The stories were getting wilder and wilder. I was starting to feel that tingly sensation in the back of my neck, like something wasn't quite right. But I was still confident. You see, I've always been skeptical when people tell spooky tales. It's just a story, I'd tell myself. There's no way it happened. Little did I know, this was about to change everything. It started with a post from someone named Alex. They claimed they had seen a ghost in their old home, and the house still belonged to them. But that wasn't what made me freak out. The real kicker? It was when Alex shared pictures of their bedroom. There, on their wall, was a figure, blurry but unmistakable. I couldn't believe it. How could someone just share such an intimate moment so casually? It felt like they were trying to scare me, and it worked. But then there was another post, even more chilling. A user named Lila wrote about a message she got from an unknown number. The text said, "Are you still there?" At first, I thought it was just a prank or maybe a weird coincidence. But as the night went on, other posts started appearing, each one more terrifying than the last. People were sharing their encounters with strange beings, unexplained noises, and eerie feelings in their homes. One post stood out to me in particular. It was from a girl who wrote that every time she walked into her living room, she saw a shadowy figure standing by the door. And then it got even worse when people started sharing videos. Footage of flickering lights, mysterious shadows, and unexplained whispers. I couldn't stop myself from scrolling through each one. It was like I had found this secret world where real-life horrors lurked around every corner. But the more I read, the more paranoid I became. Suddenly, my own house felt suspiciously quiet. I could hear the clock ticking, and wondered if I was being watched. One of the stories really hit me hard, though. It was from someone who claimed to have been haunted by a ghost for years. The kicker? They said they had recorded it all on their phone, and when they tried to delete the videos, the phone kept freezing up. I thought about my own phone, wondering if it might be doing the same thing. That night, as I lay in bed, I couldn't shake off the feeling of being watched. My heart raced, and every sound seemed amplified. It was like the house had come alive, and everything around me was just waiting to jump out at any moment. And then there was a knock on my door. I froze, not knowing what to do or how to react. I tried to calm myself down, but the knock came again. I laughed nervously, telling myself it was just the wind. But inside, I knew it wasn't. I walked to the door and peeked through the peephole. It was dark outside, and there was no one there. That's when the lights flickered, and for a second, everything went black. I could feel my pulse racing as the power came back on. I stepped towards the door, unsure if it was real or just another trick playing in my head. And then, out of nowhere, there was a soft whisper. "Are you still there?" I spun around, but no one was there. The house felt like it had been invaded by something unseen. It wasn't just stories anymore. They were real. But then, as if the universe was trying to comfort me, my phone rang. I picked up and saw a message. "Are you okay?" It was from Alex. I tried not to let it get to me, but couldn't help smiling at their concern. The next day, when I logged back on, everything seemed normal again. But something lingered in the air, a sense of unease that refused to go away. I decided to delete all those posts from my history and move on. But as I typed out a comment saying I was done with it, I noticed that one post in particular had been pinned at the top. The title read, "This is real. Don't ignore it." And there, at the bottom of every page, was a message that said, "If you're reading this, we know." I felt like someone was watching me, following my every move. That night, as I lay in bed again, something else started to nag at the back of my mind. I couldn't shake off the feeling that there might be more to this than just stories on Reddit. I closed down the browser and turned out the lights, but the darkness felt heavier than ever before. The house seemed to whisper secrets in the silence, making me wonder if what happened was real or a trick of my own mind. And as I drifted off to sleep, I couldn't help but think about those stories, wondering if they were just part of an elaborate prank or if there was something more sinister at play. The only thing I knew for sure is that the nightmare had just begun. So, when you find yourself scrolling through Reddit one night, be careful what you read, and don't forget to check your door. Because sometimes, the scariest stories are those we create ourselves.